Good morning, Anne.
Good morning, James.
And good morning, everybody. As always, hopefully you are all having a wonderful weekend or a wonderful week whenever it is that you are listening. And thank you for tuning in. It's Sunday morning, Anne, and here we are again. Again. You don't need to sound so down about it. Are you happy to be here?
I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, me too. Are you happy to begin?
I am, yes.
Brilliant. Where would you like to start this morning?
Just with thoughts, and thoughts can just lead anywhere, can't they? So
Right,
okay. Nothing in particular, but everything in general.
Open. Right, okay.
Open,
Well, that sounds very
open,
cryptic.
yes.
Very Anne.
Yes, because...
Okay, off you go.
Thoughts come, don't they, from... I'm in a fortunate position to be working with people every day.
Yes.
Different people
Yes.
every day with the job that I have.
Would you like to let everybody know what the job is?
I do reflexology, holistic treatments. That's
Right.
what I do.
Okay.
So I'm very, very fortunate that, we can put the world to rights, whoever's with me.
You have a good natter.
I have a really good natter, yes.
Right.
So that doesn't sound very holistic, does it? But yes, we do have a good natter.
It sounds very wholesome.
Yes.
Very good.
So really it's subjects that come up with with people that come to see me. I can't say general public because it's not really general public.
Clients,
yes. And most of them are women, so it's women's points of view more than it is men's points of view.
Okay.
I have some very interesting men that come to me, but conversations with
different.
men and women are completely different.
That's interesting.
And views on the world are completely different in everyday life.
Right.
So I find that fascinating.
Okay.
So I've had a lady this week who's been to Spain with her friend.
Right.
And she's got, her children are grown up, but it's a friend who's getting remarried.
Remarried, okay.
And they've been to Spain for their hen night, this lady's hen night.
Right.
And this lady doesn't drink.
Okay.
She doesn't drink alcohol.
This is your client who doesn't drink?
Yeah, she doesn't drink alcohol.
Okay.
So we started off really by talking about that.
Okay.
Because I've never drank alcohol at all. In my life I've never drank it. So
Right.
I do understand where she's coming from.
Okay.
And she was saying that she'd gone to Spain and how difficult it is when you're with people who are drinking alcohol.
Yes.
When they're trying to make you have a drink in very subtle ways.
Yeah.
So we were talking about how things have changed and that, alcohol is the norm now. It is the norm for people to have alcohol.
Yes.
So then we got on to the weddings because obviously she's gone to a hen night and she was asking me about my wedding where I got married.
Okay.
So I was saying that the times were completely different when I got married because I got married at 18. And...
Which year did you get married in, Anne?
1958.
1958.
Mm.
Wow.
So I was 18.
Wow. 18
but
years young.
Officially,
right.
You couldn't get married until you were 21.
Really?
No.
Wow.
So my dad had to sign for me to be able to get married. Otherwise I couldn't get married.
Wow. That's interesting.
It is interesting. And I was training as a nurse then. I was a trainee nurse.
Cadet nurse, Anne?
Yes. No, 18,
18 you were a nurse?
I was doing SRN at 18.
On casualty?
No, then I was in the general hospital because I was doing the SRN training at 18.
Right, okay, sorry.
So,
okay,
yes.
I understand.
So the matron at the hospital also had to sign for me to get married.
So your employer had to sign?
No, not all employers. It was the job.
Because you were a nurse?
Because I was a nurse.
Right.
And it was 21. If she didn't sign, I had to give up my training. I couldn't continue.
Oh, wow.
And neither...
That is very different.
This is so...
To now,
massive,
that's very
isn't
different,
it?
yes.
If you think about it, it's massive. Because neither could I have my name on a mortgage. Although I'm buying the house...
Because of your age?
Because of my age.
Because you were a woman?
No, because I wasn't 21.
Right, okay. That's interesting.
So she was asking me about the difference. So there's a massive difference, really.
Yes.
And on the way to the church, my dad said to me, do you want to go through with it, Anne?
The wedding?
The wedding, yes.
Right.
On the way to the church.
Right.
Do you want to go through with it? So I said, why are you asking me that? And he said, because I don't want to give you away.
Oh.
Because in the church wedding,
Yes, the father gives the
father
bride
gives
away.
the bride.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah, and he found that really upsetting. And I think it's something that isn't thought about, is it? That how that must upset the father of the bride.
Yes, it's very symbolic, isn't it?
Yes.
It's very moving, to be honest with you.
It
with
is
feeling, with genuine feeling.
Genuine feelings, it's
when
very
with
moving.
genuine feeling, it's moving.
Yeah. So that's what we were talking about, and talking about the difference today in that people get married in hotels.
Yes, we've spoken about this before, haven't we?
So the vows are not quite the same. So then you carry on then about, you know, standards within life, standards, you know, you start off with your marriage vows, then because I was married in a church, my vows were made in the church to God. I'm not saying everybody has to do that, because we all have our own beliefs. But I think for me it was very, very important that that I keep my vows. So if I didn't get married in a church, would I feel as it was as important? I don't think I would, because I didn't make a vow. So I'm looking at what a vow is, really. What is a vow? For me, it's something it's like a covenant, isn't it?
Yes. Well, in a way, it is a form of a covenant.
Yeah.
Wow.
So when we think about that, maybe in some cases, women put up with a lot because they've made a vow, and maybe sometimes they shouldn't.
That's the other side of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is the other side of it in life, and particularly with marriage, and certainly historically.
Yes.
And unfortunately, I would imagine still today as well. It's not easy, is it?
No.
It's not easy in terms of it's not simple. I think that is a truer statement. It's not simple because humans are not simple, and relationships are not simple, and time and love and change are not simple. But I do feel you're right, Anne, that meaning linked to our relationships, our relationship with your father, relationship with parents, and relationship to...
For me, for God.
Yeah, well, I was going to say with a spouse, but yes, ultimately with God, in terms of how you framed it. That can be at the centre of any moment, or it can be completely missing. And if we place meaning at the centre of any moment, then it does carry weight and significance, doesn't it?
Yes.
And I feel that's what you're talking about.
I am talking about
a particular ceremony, a particular way of doing things, in a feeling, a very important feeling, with words carrying enormous weight, life-changing decisions, life-changing words. And that brings a real enormity, a spectacle to a situation, and that life seems to have lost that.
Yes.
In a lot of situations, not just marriage, but in a lot of situations, friendships, work, agreements, contracts, business dealings, buying and selling houses, even we've spoken about before, birthday gifts, thank you cards, saying hello to your neighbour. It's almost as if the anchor has been undone.
Yes.
And the boat, the metaphorical boat, is bobbing around and drifting out to sea. It's lost its centre point. It's lost its weight.
It's floundering.
It feels that way, doesn't it? That people don't know where they stand. Again, metaphorically speaking, they don't know where they stand, and they don't know where somebody else is. And we live in a world where people don't say what they mean, and they don't mean what they say. And we can't build on a foundation of trust in such a world, because if we can't take somebody's word as a bond, we're on a very slippery slope. And I do feel that's already taken place. Yes. And it is a slippery slope. The moment that doubt comes into the word, it's a slippery slope. And the world has been like that for a long time now, but it's really accelerated. And that doubt now has come in.
Yes.
And the word is no longer the bond. And we must if we want to get onto higher ground and if we want to get onto the sure place, sure footing, that's what I mean. We need to bring back the word. And the word is what we can utter, what we can say, what we can sing, what we can write, what we mean when we vocalize it or bring it to life through meaning. Truth, absolutely. And that is an integral, primarily the most integral part of bringing back that trust is truthfulness. Truthfulness, which again is conceptually complex and nuanced and multifaceted, and there's a huge interpretation in subjective experience, because we have truth in terms of an objective truth that we can agree upon from a collective position. You and I could agree there's a microphone between us, and that's a true statement. And we can agree that the relative and the objective truth meet together, and we have that as a statement of truth. But there's also the truth of how we feel, and the truth of what we know and what we don't know, and the truth as best we can try to articulate, which isn't always clear, but it can be truthful. Truth is not always like an empirical point. It can be a direction. So truthfulness isn't always a destination. It can be something that is leading a path.
Yes.
And many, many, many other examples. But we've lost that. We've lost truth.
Yes.
And I do feel a lot of it is in life isn't just lies, although a large part is lies. It's people not being honest when they don't know something, or they don't want to lose face, and they want to keep up with the Joneses. Or they want to impress somebody, flatter somebody, or they're scared. And in those gaps of doubt and fear, guilt and shame is filled with untruthfulness.
Yes.
Sometimes a blatant lie, but not always a blatant, malevolent lie. It could be somebody suggesting they know more than what they do, or giving false witness because they don't want to appear like they missed out on something. No. But from those seeds grow enormous discontent and potential great harm, and not always with intention either. Someone can be untruthful, and then within days, weeks, it's gotten out of hand, and people are really hurt. All because somebody just didn't know how to say how they really felt, or admit they didn't know something, or take responsibility and admit a mistake.
This happened yesterday, actually,
right,
what
okay.
you were saying.
Okay, brilliant.
I went with my daughter to Costco.
Okay.
And she said, would you like a coffee? So I said, not really, because their coffee isn't very nice at the moment. But and they use machines to order, and I won't use a machine to order. She said, well, I'll go and order.
One of these online
like
screens.
Yes.
Yeah.
I said, and I won't use one.
I know what you mean.
Like I won't use a self-service.
Right.
So she said, I'll go and do it. So I said, well, okay, you go and do it. So I sat down on a table waiting for her. And when she came and sat with me, a lady came along and said, this is what's happening in this country, I think, at the moment. And she said to me, can I sit? Can I sit with you? My friend's just ordering. So Jill, my daughter, said, yeah, of course you can. Just sit there, immediate, no thought about it.
Right.
And this was an Indian lady.
Okay.
So she sat down, and that's my friend over there who was ordering. It was a lady in a wheelchair.
Okay.
With a younger person, somebody in her 20s.
Right.
So the lady started talking to us. So she said, are you sure it's all right for me to sit here? So I said, yes, of course. So she said, no, do you really not mind us sitting here? By which time I was feeling a little bit uncomfortable that she kept having to ask me that.
Okay.
So I said, no, please. And then she said, I'm not very well. I've not been very well. I've been quite poorly.
Right.
So Jill said to her, well, I hope you're getting better. I hope you're feeling better. So she said, I am now. She said, but I've lost my shop. You see, we don't know people's circumstances, is what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I understand.
And there's a lot of problems at the moment in this area. This is what I'm trying to describe.
Yeah, particularly with businesses.
With businesses.
Yes.
And
small to medium businesses under enormous pressure.
So she said, and I've just lost my shop. So Jill said to her, oh, where was it? So she said, Stretford Arndale, which changed to the Mall. And she said it was there 40 years. this lady said, 40 years, she said, and I've just lost the shop.
Right.
So I said, why? So she said, they're changing it, they're altering it. And she said, and my customers are all my friends. So for her, with her customers for 40 years, they're her family. And
Right.
she's been in that business 40 years, and it's just had to close. And so I said, well, can you, will you be able to start it again? So she said, I don't think I will be able to, because my rent was £37,000 a year for this small shop in Stretford Precinct.
Right, okay.
And we sat talking to this lady who's doesn't quite know what to do with her life, because she said she's 67, so she doesn't know what to do with it. And I thought, we have lots and lots of conflict around us, and this lady's served in this country and sold things to people and had a shop for 40 years.
Yes.
So she's as part of this country to me as anybody else.
Yes.
And yet was feeling uncomfortable when she came and sat with us and kept saying, is it all right for me to sit here? Now, that upset me.
Because you felt like she was conscious of her appearance, her...
No, it wasn't that, because the other lady came along in the wheelchair and said to me, which was, I'm laughing now, I shouldn't be laughing, said to me, were you in here last week? And I said, no, I wasn't in, don't come very often to Costco. So she said, well, there was somebody like you in here last week with a man.
Right.
And he was very racist.
Oh,
so I said,
right.
Well, that wasn't me, I wasn't in here. I said, we've just been talking to your friend now.
Right.
So I think it was that. I think
somebody had been racist to them previously, and they thought that was you.
And she was making sure, that Jill and I were comfortable when she sat down.
That's really sad, isn't it?
But that made me really sad for this lady who's had this shop.
Yeah.
And probably was born here, I don't know. But she had this shop for 40 years and has served for 40 years with other people. And she felt uncomfortable. It was that she felt she had to make it so plain to Jill and I that we were all right having her sitting with us.
Yeah.
Which hadn't entered our heads.
Maybe she's just extremely conscientious and not wanting to impose. I don't know. It's hard not to think about it in terms of racial terms, particularly in the current climate. I hope it isn't that, but given what her daughter said, maybe it was, and that is sad.
It is sad, isn't it?
Tensions are very high at the moment, aren't they? And people's tolerances are very low. And it can't be easy for anybody at the moment.
So I really feel that let us all make an effort with something like that when we are somewhere like that. We had a lovely conversation with them, and as is with their culture, because we have neighbours. I have neighbours who are from Sri Lanka.
Yes.
So I do understand some of the customs they have, and they love sharing food.
Yeah.
They love sharing food.
Yeah.
So when their food came to the table, they immediately said to us, would you like to join it? Would you like to share our food with us?
Right. Oh, wow.
But my daughter's very, very funny.
Okay.
She doesn't like seeing food mixed up. And she certainly wouldn't
This is a very eventful trip to the cafe at Costco.
Yeah. So she wouldn't put her fork into somebody else's because somebody else has had the fork in.
Right, okay.
This is where the cultures are different, isn't it?
Or personalities.
And personalities, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was trying not to laugh because I knew how she was feeling. But how lovely is it that they come and they paid for that food and they come and say, would you like to join us? There's a fork there.
Yeah, absolutely.
We learn so much, don't we?
There's different ways to take things. I mean, how you feel and how anybody feels. This is just obviously I wasn't there, but communication, people talking to each other. So you spoke with each other.
Yes.
And I don't think that's happening in life, not just across gender, race, culture, but I mean just in general terms, in all facets, in every way. I mean, holistically, inclusive of everybody. People aren't really talking to each other. I don't think even families and friends speak that much to each other anymore. I'm not talking about everybody phoning each other up on the phone all the time. I know lots of people do that. Most of that's just wasted energy. I mean, in terms of genuinely talking and listening to each other and being heard and being felt and being valued. And that can be somebody that you bump into in Tesco's, somebody you meet at the bus stop, somebody that you work with, your family, friends, anybody, is, are we making each other feel valued? And if the answer is no, is that because we are absent-minded? Are we being ignorant towards each other? Or is it that we are now in a place generally where we don't value each other? And how do we feel about that? Because I'm not suggesting we feign value, as in pretend to value somebody if we don't. But are we now in a place where, hopefully, I'm sure not you listening this morning, but we don't value each other anymore, and we don't value our conversations with people, and we don't value those spontaneous meet cues where we just cross paths with somebody, and it could just be somebody that you've never met before and you'll never meet again, but you share a moment.
Yes.
It could be two of you arrive to collect a trolley at the same time, and no, after you, no, after you. But then you might ask a question, or they might ask you a question, or you might notice something about them, or they might notice something about you. And it can be a nothing, or it can be a something.
Yes.
Not every moment or every person and every conversation is going to carry the weight of meaning for the rest of one's life. But the potential is there.
Yes.
Are our eyes open? Are our minds open? Are our hearts open? Are we too busy preoccupied with ourselves, staring at screens, being self-absorbed, locked in our own little worlds and bubbles within ourselves and in our own little spheres of influence? Or are we being open and looking up and looking out into the world and looking into other people's eyes when we speak to them, and listening to what they're saying and listening to what they're not saying, and reading each other's body language, and being human and feeling and being compassionate and feeling empathy, and also frustration and annoyance and everything else that's part of the human journey, the human life. So it's not all sunshine and roses, is it? Sometimes people pull out in front of you when you're driving and they haven't paid attention at all, and you feel really frustrated with that.
Yes.
You might beep your horn and it's life, being alive. And I feel you sharing the story, a positive spin on it, which I do feel is a truthful spin on it, is that you spoke to people and they spoke to you. And the sharing of food and the sharing of story and the sharing of concerns as well.
Yes.
And an open, honest exchange is a valuable exchange.
Yes.
So I see it being truly positive. Although it does upset me if people are feeling insecure at the moment, scared, vulnerable, because of the way they look, because of the way that people are, and because of people's views. That bothers me. That bothers me. It bothers me on all sides as well, not just on one side, because there are lots of people with the way they look, the way they sound. It could be any of us. It could be you listening this morning. The world is so judgmental and can be, unfortunately, increasingly so unkind, particularly online. But the window of what's acceptable publicly is getting to a point now where unpleasantness is much more closer to the surface. In one sense, well, if it was always there, finally let us deal with it. And in another sense, it's not necessary for it to grow. Or what do we wish to see in our world? If we wish to see decency and kindness and respect and compassion and empathy and strength of character and truthfulness and honesty and integrity, if we wish to see these values, these behaviours, these energies in our world and with each other, then we must speak of them. And more importantly, we must demonstrate them, we must be them, based on the premise that we wish to bring it forth into our shared experience, our world, our home.
Somebody else this week said to me that their daughter rang them from somewhere.
Right.
She was out with her mother, and the daughter rang, or the mother rang. The mother rang to say the daughter wouldn't do something,
Right.
I wouldn't go somewhere. So sent her a message. So she sent a message back saying she should do it. So you should speak to her. So the messages are going backwards and forwards. One to the mother, one to the daughter, mother to daughter. And then she said, this person said to me, I suddenly thought, what am I doing this for? Why am I not speaking?
Right.
Why am I not speaking? It was like one of those light bulb moments where I thought, what am I doing writing this? when all I've got to do is ring her and speak and tell her what she's got to do.
I know.
And she did. She said she did that and rang, and it was sorted out. So it was sorted out within a couple of minutes.
Yes, I much prefer that as well, rather than WhatsApp ping pong for
Yes.
about 10 minutes. No, just pick up the phone and speak to somebody, or go and see them if you can.
And it's all sorted out.
Yes.
But that's the same if you're dealing with your bank or anybody else as well, isn't it?
Oh, it's a nightmare to get hold of
That's an
anybody.
absolute nightmare.
It really is poor customer service.
Yes,
It's
I mean,
terrible.
I've been trying this week to get in touch with somebody.
Yes.
And in the end, you just want to scream.
I know, it's terrible. It really is terrible. I'm sure everybody, you all listening, have had pretty much the same experience in every situation now with customer service. It's a surprise if a human answers the phone.
Yes.
It really is a surprise. And it's also a surprise if they answer the phone and you don't have to answer 15 security questions and they can actually help
Yes.
you, rather than just pass you through to somebody else to ask you 15 more security questions and tell you that they can't help you, or have you tried online, or can you fill in a form, or it's just bananas. It really is bonkers. I know. Well, hopefully this morning you all have found some sanity, some enjoyment, some comfort,
Yes.
some challenge. I know I have, and I always do when I speak with you, and I'm sure you all listening, you do too. It's so valuable, even if it is for a moment, to feel a sense of belonging, a sense of value. And I hope that people listening, you all listening, get a sense of that, of being genuine. Because you are genuine, Anne, and I am genuine as well. I truly am.
I just hope people will stop just for a second and listen to somebody else's tale
Yes.
without judging,
Yes.
without thinking I think this is the problem sometimes, and we're all capable of it. They are going to act like such and such a thing. It doesn't matter whether it's a teenager. I'm not talking about anything like racist or anything. I'm talking about even a teenager.
Yeah.
You know, you have expectations that a teenager is going to be rude, and then it's so beautiful when they have a lovely conversation with you.
Yeah. Yeah. So
You know.
true. So true.
And then the mother say, and you say, "Oh, they're lovely. You should have them at home. They're not like that when they're at home."
Yeah.
It's life, isn't it?
It is life.
It is life.
It is life.
Yeah.
Yes, and I feel that people, we're coming towards the end now, Anne, so we'll have to
Right.
wrap it up. But I do feel people are looking for, increasingly people are looking for hope.
Yes.
And they are looking for guidance, and they are looking for direction. And although you're right, there is an enormous pressure. You started off the conversation, our conversation this morning, about one of your clients not drinking alcohol on a trip abroad, and the pressure and the peer pressure and the expectation to do that. Increasingly now with young people, a large amount of them are not drinking alcohol anymore.
That's good.
More and more young people are deciding to live differently and have a different relationship with alcohol. And more young people are also turning towards faith as well, and are looking for God. And I am very pleased about this. I really am pleased about
Me
this.
too.
I am pleased about it. And I welcome that strongly. So I hope everybody can find inspiration from what's going on underneath in our world at the moment. There's so much noise and there's so much negativity, and we need to address it, we really do. But underneath as well, the tectonic plates of faith are moving, and more people are starting to feel, starting to think.
Yes.
And as we draw that together now, it will come together. And if we can find an acceptance of each other, not an acceptance of actions always, but an understanding of each other, because we never know what somebody else has gone through that has led them to perceive or act or feel in a certain way. And we're very quick to judge.
Yes.
We're too slow to stop an action happening in this world, as in something wrong needs to be stopped, and people are very slow at doing it, but they're very quick to judge people for doing it. It's like everything's mixed up in this world.
Faith's a beautiful word, isn't it?
It is, yes.
For me, faith is a beautiful word because it can only mean one thing, faith. And I'm not just using it in the context of faith in a religion. I'm talking faith in each other, a faith in humanity.
Yes.
Faith.
Faith, yes.
You can't do anything else. If you have faith, you're going to succeed.
Yes. And faith only can come from one source.
Yes, exactly.
It can only come from, for faith to exist in a human being, in an opportunity, there is a truth, an origin, a source, a presence.
So faith is knowing
of whom that faith comes from. And I hope you can all feel that now.
Yes.
And often we get divided on earth about descriptions and about how something's done and why something's done and what was said and how it was said and what colour and X, Y and Z. But each person's faith and each person's personal relationship and how each person chooses to authentically and genuinely express that, if we can be understanding and more open-minded, we can be inclusive whilst everybody being an individual.
Yes.
And that opportunity is open to us all. And I suggest strongly that that everybody and we all together accept that. And I'm very pleased about that. And things are falling into place. And I'm pleased about that as well as we move forward. And there are lots of people who feel they can't be a part of that. Well, the good news, and it is good news, you can and you are.
Yes.
Because it's already been taken care of.
Yes.
And the invitation is there for everybody, no matter your past, no matter what you think of yourself, no matter what somebody else thinks of you. It's only this moment now. It's your thought now and your next thought. What you say and decide now and what your next thought is and what your next word is. Choose to move forward now if you would like, and you're accepted. And I feel that that's so good that people often overlook it, but it truly is that good. And it really is good news that everybody's welcome and everybody's invited. And that invitation goes out to everybody, no matter your past. This morning there is a clean slate, as there is every morning, and an open invitation to all humanity to come together, to remember and to unite. And then there will be peace.
Yes.
And that invitation will never be retracted. It will never, ever be retracted. It is an open invitation that stands forever. And no amount of wickedness or evil, dictator or despot, will ever, has ever, or can ever defeat that. There have been those that have tried, and they have failed. And those that try today or moving forward, those that think they can try again, will also fail. This invitation stands. And the open invitation for all will never be removed. That is very good. And I hope everybody, in your way, maybe you use different language, but I hope you feel, and I'm sure that you do, because we need that now in this world, in our world, more than ever before. We need that anchor. We really do. And let's unite together. Unity. One humanity, one earth, yes. One faith, as one people. There you go, Anne. Let's go. We're all fired up.
Yes, we're all fired up.
Brilliant. Well, thank you for listening, everybody. And thank you as always, Anne.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Well, have a wonderful rest of the weekend, a wonderful week whenever you are listening. And as always, we look forward to being with you again next week, next Sunday morning.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.